Okay, so are you originally from Duncan?
No, ma'am. Graduated high school from Marlow, and then got my first church job in 1996 and invested 2.5 decades in the church. And that's actually what brought us to Duncan in 2015. I was on staff at New Hope Baptist Church, and that's how we came here. We've been here for almost 8.5 years, and
All right.
it's Duncan's home for us.
All right. And you're married to the lovely Gina.
Yes.
She is a teacher. And if she
She's
had
in
the
middle
middle
school.
school, yeah, sure. Middle school. She used to come here with third graders.
Yes.
And I used to get to see her in those days, but I don't get to see her so much anymore.
She told me that was one of her favorite field trips to put on the calendar every year.
Mm.
And so I'm not just saying that because we're here. That was a really cool thing. And I hadn't even been in here until Leadership Duncan, and we met here in our sessions. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was able to connect us. Yes, we've been married. It's 1 month from today will be our 24th year.
Oh, well,
Thank you.
congratulations. That's wonderful.
Very proud.
3 kids.
Yes, Rayleigh, Jackson, and Jacob. And now I'm a father-in-law, which is great. So I tell people all the time, this work that I do, it's the second greatest work in my life so far, next to being Gina's husband and Rayleigh, Jackson, and Jacob's dad, and now Edie's father.
There
So
you go.
it's true. And I say it a lot because I want people to know that I believe that, but I also say it because I'm very proud of that. And also I'm reminded that no matter how badly this conversation goes, they can't leave. Like, I don't get stuck with me, right?
Sorry, guys.
So
Yeah, family has to be, it has to be there. I didn't work until my kids were almost all out of the house. And I look back on those years and I think, man, what a great thing I've got to do.
absolutely.
That's do.
Absolutely.
It
Well,
was
and you
great.
never think, no matter what your vocation is, you never think, oh, I wish I would have spent more time at work and listening to kids. And I love that you got a chance to do that. Gina did that too. When the kids went to elementary school, then she went back to work.
It's perfect
That's incredible.
timing. That's a great thing. So you guys have been here for 8.5 years and but you are no longer involved in the church.
That's correct. I don't work
As an employee, as a
right.
pastor. Yeah.
That's exactly the correct way to say that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And I love the church. I love that we have 86 churches here in Duncan. Lots of opportunities to go to church.
Plenty. There's no excuse, people.
Um, and I think, there's so much good that's being done, and I know we're going to touch on this today. There's so much good that's being done in Duncan, but I feel like sometimes we're siloed. And so the good that we do, but sometimes it feels like we do it in a vacuum. And I think it happens on the church level, the nonprofit level, businesses and schools, all these different areas, which is one of the reasons that I love Duncan, is because I think the more people know what good someone else is doing, then we're going to try to connect together with that instead of just say, oh, I see. So you've got this territory, I'll stay over here. And I think we've lived in several different communities on staff of churches for 2.5 decades and traveling around. And so you get a chance to see some different places. And that's one of the reasons why Duncan is still, and we've chosen to make it home.
And so when you left the church, what career move did you make?
I have a business now. It's called My Conn Coaching and Consulting. And I get a chance to go and speak. And I started speaking on my day off at church. Fridays off in the office. And so I started doing these sessions in schools. And I was invited by one of the fifth grade teachers to come in at an elementary school. And she said, would you come in and actually I invited her. I said, listen, you do a fantastic job. And I know that these fifth graders are about to go to middle school. And can I have 30 minutes with them before they go to middle school? And this teacher, who we're still friends today, she looked at me and she smiled and said, no, but I'll give you an hour. And so we scheduled a time for me to come in. I brought a note card with 4 things on it. And I just told them these 4 things. One of them was done for you. There's a dude that done this for you. I want you to know that. Another one was you're entering the most selfish phase of your life. So make good choices. And there were a couple of other things. And that really prompted, that was at the end of the school year. The beginning of the next year was when my son Jackson was going into 5th grade. And we had this same teacher, same conversation. And she said, that talk you did last year, maybe if you could do like a beginning of the school year talk and an end of the school year talk or something. And I said, I'm not homeroom parent material, but let me see what I could do. And so I went back over the weekend and really did some praying and some thinking. And I came back on that Monday and I had a 9 session framework on leadership for fifth graders. And I called it the Do Good. It's called the Do Good Leadership Labs because everybody can do good and nobody can do the good you can do the way you can do it.
Yeah.
And this month this is the 7th year we're doing it. And we did session 904 a week and a half ago.
Wow. You're not just speaking in one elementary school in Duncan anymore.
That's correct. It's spread and really it started in 5th grade, but it also went down to, I've done sessions for pre-K up through 12th grade. And so the interesting thing about that, after about 104-ish sessions, a buddy of mine who graduated with me, he was a principal in another town. He said, why don't you come up and do this thing that you do? I said, okay, thank you. So I did it pre-K through 5th grade. And at the end of the day, he said, hey, I know what you do. Come to my office. I'll give you a bottle of water. I'm going to tell you what you do. I said, okay, I can't wait because I have no idea what I'm doing. And he just said, you help students navigate their social and emotional issues. Okay. And so then that was part of my pitch. And then some business owners here in Duncan said, you help students navigate social emotional issues. That sounds a lot like developing soft skills in the workplace. Could you come and speak to my customer service? And so that began this other side of my business, which wasn't really business yet. But now, yesterday, I was out of town doing sessions with the health department in Northeast Oklahoma. And at the end of the day, we finished session number 540. So on the school side, we've done 904, and the goal is at least 10,000 sessions. So we're just kind of getting started. And then on the business side, we've done 540, and there's no end in sight. This is what I mean when I say it's the second greatest work of my life so far, because I get to do the thing that I'm built to do. My mission is simple. I want to help people feel seen and feel valued. And what great opportunities then to be invited into businesses. I've got some buddies that are still in ministry on staff at church, I should say more accurately. But they say, so you're allowed into the schools? Can you help me get allowed? I said, I'm not allowed. I'm invited. That's different. And like, oh, can you help me get invited? They're like, yeah, write this down. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
You're not trying to solve problems. You're trying to value people.
Right.
And so that is what I've really worked really hard over the past 8 years here to be known as the guy who's for. Am I against some stuff? Probably. Who cares? I refuse to be known by what I'm against. I want to be known by who I'm for.
Right.
And in this day and age where there's more political unrest, social unrest, it's so much easier to be known by what you're against than who you're for, online and all. I just really make it a point to do everything I can to let people know that I'm for them. And so that's one of the reasons I love being here today and seeing what you guys do every single day. It's one of my favorite parts of our community. And I love every chance I get to tell somebody about what good you're doing. And so to have a chance to chat with you this morning, I'm very excited.
Appreciate that. Even though this is none of the things we've talked about are the main reason you're here today. I just wanted the viewers to understand where you came from and what brought you to Duncan and why Duncan Heart and Soul is something that you want to represent. It's another job, responsibility, whatever, commitment, time that you had chosen to give to this. And so let's start talking about Duncan Heart and Soul. How did you become involved? So just so you know, Duncan Heart and Soul, Alan and Chris Steele and Chris Rao, and then 2 people zoomed in. So we had a little bit of an introduction into the vision because that's what it was at that time. Absolutely. It was a vision. They were learning everything they needed to learn to bring the Duncan Heart and Soul to the kickoff point, which is where I think we are now. So I'm sorry, I jumped in on top of you, but so how did you come to find out about Duncan Heart and Soul and choose to become involved with it?
I think Alan and Chris approached me a while back just to say, hey, this is a thing that we're doing in
Let's pitch. Okay. This is coming out of
Leadership Duncan.
Yeah, which we are both.
Yes, ma'am.
We were both graduates of Leadership Duncan, It's a wonderful community leadership program. It really
I was class
changed my
23.
life.
What class 23?
21.
21.
You were my husband.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Kevin,
Yes.
my husband was in that class. Anyway, so every class has a project. This is their project.
Yes.
Their class project.
And that's a great precursor to it, because when I was in leadership, Duncan, and going through the different days and the different projects that we were part of, I thought, oh, this is a great way to connect people and connect leaders in our community. So when the class that Alan and Chris were in, when they said, hey, we want to make this one of our class projects, my ears were perked up. Because I know the heart of why people do that. And so, of course, Chris Steele, fabulous guy. Yeah. He's the best. And so he and I have lots of conversations. My international headquarters of my consulting is nestled to the Chamber of Commerce, which is housed in the city of Duncan.
Yeah.
Lots of conversations with folks just as we're just in the hallway and in doing the work that we're doing. And so when the community heart and soul conversation became, we want it to be Duncan Heart and Soul. What's that look like? We need someone to be a project coordinator. Hey, Mike, are you interested? Because what they are trying to do, really this program, it's a resident driven program, and it's really designed to bring communities together. And they've done, I'm sure some of this was covered on the last conversation.
Right. It's a refresher is always good.
Absolutely. They've done over 100 projects in over 100 communities nationwide. But Duncan's the first in Oklahoma. There's one in Texas and one in Kansas. And one of the things I know about the good people of Duncan is we like to be first when we can, right?
There you go.
And so
there you go.
That's a good opportunity for us to lead the way and take what they've done very successfully in several states and see, okay, what is this that makes sense for us here? And then how can we, I first heard the phrase when I used to watch American Idol. They said, I love the way you take the song and you make it your own, right? How do we take this and bring it to Duncan where it's pliable, where it makes sense for us? And it's something that's not just a couple of year project. It's something that's we can look back and say, this is a big, not necessarily turning point, but a unification point, right? So my commitment to this program is 3 to 5 years. And I'm the project coordinator, which means I get to use the
There you go.
So I finished with an organizational leadership degree, which now Gina and I were talking just not too long ago. And she said, isn't it amazing how you're using this degree that you got that maybe when you got it, you weren't sure how you're going to use it, working in the church and then now being a community liaison, for lack of a better term. And so with the thing that I wanted to be known for, that I was becoming more known for in our community, the folks who were making the decisions said, hey, we at least need to have a conversation. So we had several conversations and how can we do this? And Alan and Chris have been incredible support. I have I have calls every 2 weeks with the good folks from Community Heart and Soul to make sure that they're giving me all the support that I need and all the help that I need. We have a core team that's an amazing core team made up of people here in Duncan. They're from nonprofit leaders, business leaders, faith leaders, all across our community. It's me and about 14 folks. We're making up the core team. And so now what we're really trying to do is bring the initial opening statement in front of people and the 3 powerful principles that this program is based on. And then we'll have conversations, which is what we did on Tuesday. Right. And that was the beginning of really, in my mind, crawling up on when I was a kid, I'd go to the city pool and crawl up on the high dive. And then I wanted to crawl back down on the stairs, but sometimes I would jump. Yeah. And so what we're doing is we're just jumping and we're cannonballing in from the high dive to say, hey, this is what we're doing. And we're not here to fix Duncan. It's not broken. We're just here to connect Duncan. That's a different place. The elevator pitch, the clock would start now on the elevator pitch, right? We really believe that the strength of every community lies in the hands and the hearts of the people who live there. And no one disagrees with that. And this program is based on 3 powerful principles. Involve everyone, focus on what matters most, and then play the